Thank you for tuning in to Being Brunswick with the Brunswick County Chamber. I'm your host, Megan Bishop. I would first like to thank my sponsors, Dame Delane Salon and Surf Unlimited in Ocean Isle Beach. You'll be able to see my different trends and styles throughout the show. Today we are at White Funeral Home in Supply. They have 3 locations, Supply, Shallotte, and Southport. So you'll get to see what Greg White does on a daily basis. Stick with us for the show. I'm here with Greg White. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
We are at White Funeral Home and Cremation Service. There's 3 locations in Brunswick County, Southport, Shallotte, and Supply.
That's correct.
And we are right here in Supply today, and also there will be some footage of the Shallotte location as well. I want our viewers to know what you do on a daily basis. This show has been, I've created it to show the down and dirty side of everybody's job, and yours is one that most people don't get to see the back side of it. So we're going to show our viewers what you do, and meeting with families and how technology has helped that a little bit. So tell me a little bit about the history of the business.
Well, the actual building we're in now was formerly, back in 1978, was founded as Coble Funeral Service. Mr. Randy Coble Sr., who was the founder of Coble Funeral Service. Okay. And then in the late 80s and 90s, it changed to Coble Ward Smith. They merged with Ward Smith Funeral Home in Wilmington. And in 2005, this is where I began my career in 1979, my wife and I purchased Peacock Noonan Funeral Home in Southport. Okay. And then in 2012, we opened White Funeral and Cremation Service, our location in Shallotte. And then November 2014, we merged and became part of the Dignity Memorial Network that already was part of this funeral home here. And they chose to change the name to our name since we were locally here. Right. And that gave us our 3 locations here in Brunswick County.
And you were born and raised here.
Born and raised here.
Tell me a little bit about the Dignity Service.
Well, the Dignity Memorial Network is a nationwide network. It's over 2,000 funeral homes. We own numerous cemeteries. And through that network, we have unlimited resources that's available. Through some of the benefits we offer that other funeral homes don't. It's just a great network to be a part of just because of the resources and the services and the things that we can offer to families that I could not offer when I owned the business. Right. And we're just proud to be a part of that network.
Right. You shared with me before we started filming your personal story, because I asked you, how did you get involved in this business? So I would like for you to share that to our viewers, please.
Yeah, it's a pretty great story. Growing up, I've always loved the outdoors, hunting and fishing, and as a junior in high school, I made my mind up I was going to be a game warden, and I always run from them, so why not be one?
That's right.
But I'd already selected my college. I was going to live with family where I was going to school. And during that time, the Shallotte Volunteer Rescue Squad adopted or started a junior squad for young women and men from age 16 to 18. It was a way to get young people into the rescue squad for future growth and have future members. And my dad, being a member of the rescue squad when I was a little kid, I joined. And we responded to a call one day, and it was a classmate of mine's grandfather who died suddenly. And the coroner came and asked us to transport the person directly to the funeral home for the family, and we was honored to do that. And we arrived at the funeral home that day, and we took the person into the funeral home, into the preparation and care center, and my life changed that second. Just that very second I walked in that room, it changed, and I've never looked back.
You knew that's what you needed to do.
That was my calling. I'm doing what God's called me to do.
Well, we're going to see, we're going to go into several different rooms today. Like I said, we're going to go through the program on the computer that makes everyone's life a little bit easier.
It is.
But how do you do your job every day? I mean, we told your personal story. How do you stay positive, and how do you help those families make it easier for them to get through a hard day?
When you're doing, and I'm just going to give you my personal perspective of my career and what I do, when you're doing what you feel like what God's called you to do, He's going to give you the ability to get through this every day. Not every day is easy. You're dealing through the years with family members, close friends, but it's a ministry. And at the end of the day, when the family says, Greg, or any of our directors or any of our staff, thank you for what you've done. And if they say these words, you've made this much easier for us, we've done our job.
Right.
And it's the one, I can't imagine doing anything else. And it's just been 36 years of a very rewarding career. And you have to love this to do it. And I don't want to do anything else.
And you use the phrase, life well celebrated.
Life well celebrated. Everybody's life is unique and different. And that's what we want to do is celebrate each life like it's no other's, because it's not.
Right. We just finished up with the holiday season. It's the new year, and I know every single year, because I think this is so special for the families, during December you have a memorial service right here for the families that have lost a loved one. And then you also, they are able to get an angel with the name and the year, and I just think that is so special. So can you tell me a little bit more about what y'all do?
Well, when we purchased the funeral home in '05 in Southport, they were doing a service very similar. And we kind of expanded it to the crystal or glass angel. So each year a family receives a letter. We invite them to a service. For the Supply and Charlotte location, we've combined those into one. And for the last 2 years, Mount Pisgah Baptist Church has been kind enough to let us use their facility. The Southport families, for that location, we actually do it at the funeral home. We have a different ministry each year that comes and speaks, special music. It's just a night that everyone in that room has something in common, and then we have a minister to come and just hope to hear some kind of word of encouragement. And after the service, they get their angel, this ornament to hang on their tree.
I think it's so special. Well, we're going to go move to another room and then see a little bit more about what you do every day. So we'll be right back. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Greg, we are in the arrangement conference room right now, and we are going to go through the new process of when families come in, and you have to go through all the details. And back in the day, we used to have caskets in the funeral home. That is not the case anymore. So we're going to talk about the new program that helps it be a little easier for the families. So let's talk about this program, and I think you're going to walk me step by step.
Absolutely, Megan. Thank you. We through the years, we try to listen to our families, and one thing we learned that number one, a family does not wish to be here anyway.
Right.
And the part that they least looked forward to was coming into a room, seeing a lot of caskets. And we presented this program, brought it into our location about 1.5 years ago. Okay. It's been very positive, and what you see here on the screen is what a family sees when they come in to make funeral arrangements. It takes them step through step what we're going to be doing and what to expect next. That's kind of the first screen.
Okay.
The next talks about our provider benefits. Being a part of the Dignity Memorial Network, which is a nationwide network of over 2,000 funeral homes, we have things that we feel like sets us apart that we can offer that other funeral homes can't. The one we're most proud of that you see on the screen is our 100% dignity service guarantee. Okay. It's very simple. If there's something that you're not happy with or we can't make right, it's very simple. If we can't do those things and can't satisfy that particular item, you don't pay for it.
Okay.
And it also mentions we have J.D. Power and Associates that surveys each and every family we serve individually. And those surveys are returned to us as kind of our scorecard.
And you scored very well. South Brunswick Magazine did a little article on y'all.
Yeah, we just received an award for the third quarter of 2016. Our average score at this location was almost a perfect 1,000, something we're very proud of. And just to kind of quickly mention some other benefits through our network is the Compassion Helpline. We have a card and with a phone number, and these are free to each family we serve or anyone in the community. It has grief counselors on duty 24/7. Okay. They can call and talk to someone they can express their feelings and feel like they need to share and maybe get some help.
Okay.
We offer bereavement travel assistance. They can help family make flight arrangements for those that are having to come into town for funeral arrangements. So those are just some of the benefits we offer as being part of the network. And the one thing we're really focusing on now is life well celebrated. Everybody's life is unique, and we feel like we can help bring their uniqueness and celebrate that life more than just a traditional funeral service.
Right.
Whether it be through dove releases, balloon releases, or displaying items of their hobbies, collecting old cars. If a person, for example, was an avid hunter, where they bring their guns to visitation and we display some of their mounts. And just from those golfer, their golf clubs, we put a putting green up in the chapel and all the friends putted after the service. Those are just some examples of the things we do for the Life Well Celebrated.
Okay.
At this point of the arrangement conference, we've already discussed with the family their choices, whether it be burial or cremation. And we take some step through step. And
you're seeing more cremation in today's time.
Yeah, we'll look at the cremation options, because there is a trend, a very tremendous trend upward in families choosing cremation as their choice of disposition. And to try to simplify this, we put together 4 plans that kind of meets any cremation need they have. And we do have some families that say, Greg, we do want a visitation, we do want a service at our place of worship or here at the funeral home. We want the person present, where the community and the family can have that closure. We're going to do the same as a traditional funeral service, but at the end, cremation will be instead of burial.
Okay.
So just as an example to go through that option, there are 3 other options. We'll start with this one. And they may want to, this itemizes out each service that we offer in that plan. It keeps the family from having it. We do have a general price list available that's got many things they don't need. So we try to keep this very simple to things they will need or have an option to need. If there's something they don't want, we remove that from the plan.
Okay. Customize it to their needs.
We can customize to their needs as we go through this. And then these are all professional services. We just kind of briefly went through the visitation, the embalming, dressing, and casketing, transportation, transfer from the place of death here to the funeral home, and a service vehicle.
Okay.
We do have families. The celebrant is where a family says, Greg, we're not a member of a church. We just want a non-religious type ceremony and talk about the person. We do have celebrants available in our area to come and take care of that need for them. If they wish to have an urn is not required.
Okay.
And a family, and we hear this a lot, Greg, my father's a woodworker and his urn, we're going to make it with some of his wood, that's fine. And this little minus button, if they don't want to urn, they don't have to have it. These are actually urn vaults where the same you put a casket in for ground burial.
Right.
If a family chooses that, if they're going to bury the ashes.
Do most people do that? Or do
Some do.
Okay.
Some bury and they put a marker. They still want a grave to visit.
I've not heard of that before. So.
Our Everlasting Memorial is basically our DVD movie we provide. We ask the family to bring in. Our program will accept up to 250 pictures.
Okay.
And they bring us the pictures and we produce the movie. We have different themes and backgrounds. Then after the service, about 30 days after the service has taken place, they will receive a Life Well Remembered booklet. All those pictures are printed in a hardback book, and then in the back of the book, where people have gone online and offered online condolences, it prints them each individually out and gives the person's name that signed the online guest book.
That's very special.
Stationery packages, you can personalize those to kind of meet the needs of the person. We have different themes, whether it be the white-winged dove, if a person's loved flowers, or if they're a veteran, which we have a veterans theme, one for the Catholic families. There's many themes they can choose to personalize that service even more through the stationery.
Okay.
And with this type of service, and when the person is present for the service and the visitation, we offer the Brockton oak or ceremonial oak. It's before the cremation takes place, the person is removed from the casket and the interior is cremated with them, then we have to replace the interior.
Okay. And I know we talked about a little while ago, but I want our viewers to know this. you can customize any casket. We've talked about themes, and we've talked about hobbies, but can you go back and kind of show our viewers how to customize a casket?
Sure, there are caskets that we offer that you can personalize, and we'll choose one. For example,
there's a lot of options.
Yeah, there's so many that you can personalize. You can personalize it in a couple of different ways. One is a cap panel that comes up here in the interior lid of the casket. And for example, if there was a veteran and for each branch of service, and kind of, if they're a poker player, one very popular in our area is the racing. And one that we use quite often is like the fishing, person that loves to fish, bowling. A lot of folks play bingo.
Wow. A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. And you can personalize the corners, and we have some of those options with that also.
Okay. Now, what if a family comes in and they are just overwhelmed by, you're showing all the different options to the caskets and this wood and that wood. I mean, how do you help them to decide what they would like to see if they have never dealt with this before? Yes, they're going to know what to personalize, but the actual casket.
Well, the first question I ask them to help kind of meet their needs, if they prefer wood or metal.
Okay.
And if they prefer metal, we're just going to show them the metal caskets. And there's some caskets that cannot be personalized, and most of them that can.
Okay.
And we just take it one step at a time. They may choose a casket by color. They may choose it by the type of steel. There's a person that, say example, their career was in welding, and they knew the quality in stainless steel, and they believed in that. There's caskets made of stainless steel. One casket at a time till we meet their needs.
And on average, what is this whole process, sitting right here and going through this whole program, what on average how long does it take?
On the average is 30 to 45 minutes, where years ago,
hours, I'm sure.
where the hardest part was walking around the room and trying to decide each casket.
Right, absolutely.
We also, in every plan, we get the flowers for the family. We have a flower book where they'll select their casket spray or stand-in sprays or baskets. It's our goal when a family leaves from here making arrangements, they can go home, there's nothing else to do.
Okay. Well, I think it is very important, and this is why I wanted to show our viewers what you can do today. And I think it's very important that families can come in here and they feel comfortable with you, and you can talk them through this process. It has come a long way.
It's step by step. We're just very excited about this new, lack of a better word, technology. Even now with catered receptions, you go to a wedding, and after the wedding, everybody sits down and has a meal.
Right.
And a lot of folks are doing that after the funeral service. We offered the catering. We have a catering room we'll show you in a minute, a place the family can sit down and spend time with one another and continue to celebrate that life.
Okay. We're going to actually walk around the funeral home and get some more information, so we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thanks. Greg, we are in the reception room right now. We're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Sure.
But I have had a personal experience with one side of the family that I had both my grandparents pass away, and they had everything paid for, they had everything planned, they knew exactly what they wanted, and it made it really easy for us as a family member at a hard time.
Absolutely.
I've also had the other side where nothing was done, and it puts a lot of stress on the family. So as we want our viewers to know that we want y'all to pre-plan and think of, some families don't want to think about this at this time, but you have to. So give me some options on how I could pay for this, how I could plan something like this for my family in the future.
Thank you, Megan. We do have a pre-payment plan option.
Okay.
You come in and select the service of your choice, whether it be burial or cremation. Everything is itemized and written down. And the beauty of it, you got many payment options. You can pay for it monthly over 15 years. It freezes the cost. And after the policy is 2 years old, it's got an insurance funding in the payment. Once it's 2 years old, something were to happen, it pays it in full.
Okay.
And the big important part, it does freeze the cost at today's price.
Okay.
And it's all governed with the North Carolina Board of Funeral Service in Raleigh.
And then the family, at that point, if something happens, they can add on something like this and anything that they need to. Is
Absolutely.
that right? Okay.
And they can change anything they would like.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about this room right here.
This is new.
Yes.
This used to be a visitation room.
Okay.
And because of the changes and the public's demand in asking us, we now have catered reception area. And a lot of families are doing the catered reception either like during the visitation, or if we have a service in the chapel, we have all the food ready after the service.
And they can the families pick whatever restaurant they want to cater it, or do y'all handle that?
We handle it all.
Okay.
We have a couple catering options and menus. They select that at the time of the arrangement conference, and after the service, when they come back to this area, everything is ready for them.
Wow. I appreciate, I know the families do appreciate you working with local restaurants and to take care of that in full. So it makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely. That's our job.
That's right. Well, Greg, I appreciate you so much being on the show today. I wanted our viewers to know that you have a very hard job, and what you do every day is not easy. You have a personal story of how you wanted to get involved in this job, and we talked about that earlier. So I just want our viewers to know that you have a very hard job, and we appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you.
So,
thank you for being with us.
Thank you. We are back. We just came from White Funeral Home. I had a great interview with Greg White, so I hope all of you enjoyed that. And now we are in the chamber office here in Charlotte, and I am here with the president of the chamber, Shannon Vieira. So thanks so much for being on the show today.
My pleasure, Megan.
Our viewers got to see you a little bit last year in 2016 on some of the shows. You got to fill in on some of the down and dirty segments, so I appreciate that. So we're starting a new year, 2017, so I hope all of our viewers have enjoyed the show. We've changed it up a little bit, and I've had some great opportunities to meet some new chamber members and see what they do on a daily basis. So today I wanted to share with our viewers and the community what a chamber really is and what we do on a daily basis. So Shannon, talk a little bit about what this nonprofit does.
Well, Megan, we are a nonprofit. We are 501c6, and our goal is to help the community, help the business community to be successful in what they do. We do that through several ways. We do it through networking events. You've probably seen some of those things. We do it through visibility. We have an amazing website that we have tons of visitors that visit our website daily. Also, the local community uses it as well. And then we have work with our local government to make sure that we're staying on top of the business issues for each area. And then finally, we do some things that are learning experiences. We have special speakers that come in and talk about things that are very vital. Most of those things sometimes are on the federal level, sometimes on the state level, but we work hard to make sure that our community here knows what's going on and stays engaged. So we do some. We have a lot of great programs here. We have our Women in Business program, which highlights the women's business community. We have 3 programs we do each year for that. Mm-hmm. We have one coming up in January. It's a panel discussion, and I love the title. It's the Working Woman's Guide to Protecting Your Wealth, and it's open to anyone here at the chamber. Just check out our calendar for the dates. Mm-hmm.
And we have about a little over 550 members right now, but that includes active members, courtesy members. Mm-hmm. So really, we are here to support those businesses in the community. I love my job. I know you love your job. So we do a lot. We do a little bit of everything. You talked about the members and what a chamber does and some of the events, but also we're having a new event for 2017, so I'm excited. We're going to take a little break on the home show for a few years, so we wanted to bring a business expo to the community. And so my goal is to show our locals, our tourists, our other businesses around that we have everything you need right here in Brunswick County. So that will be March 4th at the former Lowe's grocery store on the corner of Georgetown 904. Great location. We're really excited about that, so that we hope that our businesses will join us for that Saturday. So we're excited.
I think the tagline for that was shop local.
Live, learn, shop local.
Mm-hmm. Live, learn, shop.
And so we'll have a sponsor for each of those categories. So we're just really, really excited. Something new to bring to the community. And then obviously Oyster Festival. Already started started working on that for 2017, so that is October 21st and 22nd. So another great year. Novant Hospital will be our presenting sponsor for another 3 years, so we are very glad about that. And so look out for new updates for the Chamber, but thanks so much for being on the show today, Shannon.
You're welcome. And if anyone's interested in learning more about what we do, please visit us at the office or give me a call or an email anytime.
Thanks.
We have opened it up to the public, and we're working with the community to make it a better place.
We've turned it more into a adoption center versus just animal control. The main focus is to adopt out as many animals and find them good homes.
It's a happy place now. It's where pets come to find a new life and a new start, and a better start because they'll be with a responsible pet owner.
Equipped here at the shelter to house about 300 dogs and cats. We have kennels outside, we have livestock barns. Under the Sheriff's Office, we've added a play yard. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office Animal Protective Services needs the community's help in helping control the pet overpopulation.
It's extremely important to spay and neuter your animals. We have several venues throughout the county now that are available, particularly when you come adopt one from our shelter. You receive a voucher to assist you with the spay and neutering. So it's important to be a responsible pet owner. Utilizing the volunteers, tapping into that resource has enabled us to be much more effective in not only the care for the animals while they're here at the shelter, but assisting us in getting these animals adopted out.
Every animal that comes in here is a good animal. Some of them just lack training. So through proper training, the volunteers implement the same training with the animals, which makes them more adoptable and better pets.
We work to socialize the animals. We take the very shy animals, we build their trust, we work with them so that they understand that not all humans are bad and that they can meet good humans that will care for them and treat them properly.
If people are not going to come to us, then we're going to go to them. So we're fortunate enough to be able to equip a mobile adoption unit and go out into the communities.
When we take the animals out, we work with them, we spend time with them, it gets them social, it gets them on an outing away from the shelter. They meet people, they develop the social skills they need in order to be adopted.
To adopt an animal, you're not only saving a life, you're helping create more room in the shelter for the ones that are here to come up available to Adoption Row. The cost is very affordable.
I am so proud of what the Sheriff's Office has done with the shelter and the changes that have been made. They're positive changes. They've brought so much resource. They bring a new thinking to adoption.